Hey everyone, in this video I am going to teach you how to play Runner Up, which is a card game. It's specifically a trick-taking card game, and if you've never played trick-taking card games before, like Hearts or Spades or Euchre, I'll explain what that is in this video. So Runner Up is a very funny game in which you are trying to race the other players to come in second place. Not first place, second place. So here's how it works. The game is played with a special deck of cards. There are 50 cards in this deck. There are 4 suits of cards, red, yellow, green, and blue. And then there's 2 special cards. So in each of the 4 suits of cards, you have the numbers -3 to 9. So you have the yellow -3, the yellow -2, the yellow -1. Forget about the 0 for a second. There's no 0 in the suits. And then you have the numbers 1 through 9 in that suit as well. So you have the yellow 1, the yellow 2, the yellow 3, all the way up to the yellow 9. So there's 12 cards in each suit, red, yellow, green, and blue. There's also 2 special cards in the deck, the 0 and the 10. And those don't belong to any suit. They are suitless. So if you don't know what a trick-taking card game is, basically what happens is all of us will take a turn playing one card. And when each of us has played one card, that entire set of cards is called a trick, and someone will win the trick. And when someone wins the trick, something happens. So in this particular game, what happens is there's a first player. You can see who the first player is because it says it above their face. So there's the first player, the second player, the third player, the fourth player. We're each going to take a turn playing one of our cards. After the first player plays a card, and they can play any card from their hand, everyone else has to follow suit, meaning they are required to play a card of the same suit as the first player if they have such a card. So if I'm the first player, if I play a red card, then everyone else has to play a red card if they have one. So this is called following suit. So let's just see that in action. If you don't have a red card, you can play anything you like. So I will play the red 4. And then it's bot 1's turn, and they have to play a red card if they have one. And this will end when each of us has played a card. Now, the funny thing with Runner Up is after all of us have played a card, the player who wins the trick is the person who plays the second highest card in the lead suit. So whoever plays the second highest red card here, red is the lead suit because I'm the first player and my card was red, whoever plays the second highest red card will win this trick. So let's just get to that point. And then I'll explain what happens when you win the trick. Cool, so bot 2 played the red 1. Currently, I am the second highest number, right? So 4 is the second highest red card here. And if bot 3 plays higher than a 4, or higher than a 5 really, then bot 1 will win the trick, but we're just waiting to see what they will play. Cool, so I win the trick. Now, I'm going to pause here. Actually, let's just get past this part. So I won the trick. And you'll notice that now the card that I won the trick with is in the center of the screen. So when you win a trick, here's what happens. 2 things happen. The first thing is that you collect cards from the trick. Specifically, you collect the card that won you the trick, and you also collect any cards that were played that were not of the lead suit. So I won the trick with the red 4. I keep the red 4. And if anyone else had played cards that were not red, I would keep all of those cards too. And when I say keep those cards go into my row here at the center of the screen. So each player has a row with their name. There are columns here just to sort of separate out the different values of cards you can collect. And so because I won the trick with the red 4 is now here in this row, and everyone can see that I've collected the red 4. All the cards I collect, I add up the numbers on those cards, and that's how many points get added to my score. So all of us started 0 points. I won the red 4. I now have 4 points. And because I won the trick, because I was the player who played the second highest red card, I get to lead the next trick. I become the first player again. If someone else had won the trick, they would now be the first player. Okay? So that is the basic premise of the game. Every player takes a turn playing one card. Second highest card in the lead suit wins the trick. You collect cards from the trick, you get points. That's how you get points. Now, how do you win the game? The game ends when any player hits or exceeds 30 points at the end of a round. So what we will do is we will play through all our cards, and when we've played through all our cards, we check to see whether anyone is at 30 points or higher. If that's true, the game is over, and the player with the highest unique score below 30 wins the game. In other words, the player who came second wins the game. So if you hit 30 or over, you bust. You cannot win. And then you check to see under 30 who has the highest score, and they win. It also has to be the highest unique score. So let's imagine that I have 32 points, so I'm not winning. And let's imagine that bot 1 and bot 2 both have 28 points. So they are not the unique winner, meaning they can't win either. And let's imagine bot 3 had 5 points. Bot 3 would win because they are the highest unique score below 30. Okay? Now, there's one other rule in the game, which is that pairs of cards annihilate each other, which is to say, currently I have collected a 4. If I were to win another trick in the future, and another 4, it could be a yellow 4, it could be a green 4, it could be a blue 4. If another 4 came into my possession, it would cancel out with the 4 that I already have, and I would lose both of those cards, which will take my score down. Okay? So I gain points by winning tricks, but I can also lose points or gain even more points when cards annihilate each other if I ever collect duplicates of the same number. So throughout your game, your score will be going up and down and up and down and fluctuating, and you have some degree of control over it, but not as much as you would like, which is why it's quite hard to sort of increase your score to 30 points, but then not exceed 30 points. You really run the risk of going over and not being able to win. So that's how you play the game. Let's play a couple more rounds and let me just pepper in some commentary. The 0 and the 10 are special because they don't have a suit. So the 0 and the 10 can be played whenever you want, and they will always match the lead suit.
0.
If I start with the 0 or the 10, there's currently no suit. The next player who plays a card determines the suit. So because bot 1 played a 4, now the lead suit is 4. And the 0 and the 10 always match the lead suit. So my 0 is effectively a yellow 0 in this case. Okay? And if I were to play the 10, it would be a yellow 10 because that's the lead suit. So that's just the only special case with the 0 and the 10. And you'll see in a second that whoever plays the second highest yellow card here will win the trick and collect the card that won them the trick. So let's just see that play out. So the yellow 2 is the second highest yellow card, so bot 2 collects the 2. Great, and it's now in their row. If you're wondering why there's no space in the grid for the 0 and the 10, the 10 can never win a trick. The 10 can never be the second highest number in the lead suit, and so it will never affect your score. Similarly, even if you win the trick with the 0, it can never be annihilated because there's only one 0, and also it doesn't add anything to your score. So if you win the trick with the 0 doesn't, we don't need to show the 0. It doesn't have any effect on your score. All right. So that's how you play Runner Up. This is a really fun game. It's really back and forth. You think you're winning, then you think you're losing, and within the course of a few tricks, your score escalates beyond your control, and it's really hard to get it back down under 30 before the round ends. So try it out. It's a ton of fun. If you get through all your cards and no one is at 30 or higher, all the cards get reshuffled, redealt, you get a new set of cards, and you keep playing till someone basically busts, at which point there's a winner. All right? So hope you have fun with this one, and thanks so much. Take care.